BLAPCHAT.
BLAPCHAT. Save that shit for Illmind podcast.
Yeah. What's up?
What's up?
What's good?
People?
This is what is this?
71.
This is BLAPCHAT episode 71. I got a
71.
little gain on my head.
BLAPCHAT.
BLAPCHAT's episode 71. This is an all music production podcast. Wow, 71. 71 special.
Yeah, still young though. 71 years young.
71, you're not 80 yet.
Yeah.
You're not. A lot of people are still working. They're not retired because this country is fucked up and they don't give you retirement money.
You're gonna still be making beats at 71 now?
I'll be making beats.
I believe it.
Yeah, I'll be making beats.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, for
Hell
sure.
yeah, I believe it.
Yeah.
How about you, Glam?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, perfection.
71.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. So we're here, episode 71, BLAPCHAT, all music production podcast. I go by the name of Illmind. I'm here with my co-hosts, and we have some special guests too.
Oh, I'm excited, man.
Yeah.
Yes.
We got
Atlas
Atlas
the plug.
here.
Thank you very much. We got
ready
some nice food selection here.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say we got some nice female co-hosts.
Right. Thanks.
Fee.
Well, we are.
Yes,
And
which they are.
Which they
Yeah.
are.
Which they are. Family.
Which we are eating.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say
So-
family.
What's up?
Family.
Oh.
Family.
The fam.
Fam.
See that? I
Fam
covered that nice, right?
Fam
That was
chat.
good.
That was well
Fat.
played.
Oh, thank you.
Every
Thank
F except just some fucking fat
French fries.
French fries.
on Friday.
Speaking of French fries, leading into the subject of food, leading up to the subject of what is on the table right now.
Interesting
So
connection.
I think last episode or 2 episodes ago, we mentioned wanting to fill this space up. This is good real estate here
Yeah.
to promote stuff.
Prime real estate.
So, we turned around the labels. There's a couple labels here because they're not paying us. So we do have some food here, courtesy of some really, really a special guest that we have today. We'll introduce them in literally 30 seconds. But we have some fruits,
yes,
chopped fruit, organic, I hope. If not, all good.
of course.
And we have some also chocolate-covered strawberries.
Which I'm obsessed over.
Yep, Perfection's favorite.
I've had like
4.
Shut up.
I had 2, but
had 2.
I'm gonna have the whole thing. So
Those are gonna be gone by the end of the episode.
Oh yeah,
We have some wonderful chicken pollo empanadas.
that's right.
From probably a place in Brooklyn, right? Yep,
on
Queens.
Jamaica
You know
Ave.
what I mean? I was gonna say Queens, same shit. No, not the same shit.
ooh, you're gonna offend a
No,
lot
Sharon-
of people.
Queens. No, I love Queens, man. That's where all my
Queens is
Filipino
a
people
lot.
are. It's a lot. But yeah, so we got some food here. And I think you know the message. I think they got the message.
Yeah,
They did.
Put some
Definitely.
food out.
Awesome.
You know what I'm saying? So we want to try
They fed
to.
us.
Thanks for feeding us.
Thank you
Felt
for
super,
feeding us.
Felt super spoiled till I came in. The waters were out. The
Oh,
fruit
no.
was out.
Yeah.
The empanadas, the wine.
So
I was like, this is awesome.
yeah, literally a couple days ago, I posted on my Instagram account at Illmind Producer. That we would just randomly choose a special guest for today's episode. And so I just basically put up a picture and said, DM me on Instagram, and I will randomly choose one of you. Today, obviously, I picked 2 because I couldn't just only pick one of you guys. And so I chose 2 people that DM me to be on the show today. And they came through,
Yes.
and they brought food. My man John Blaze brought food, so let's give a warm round of applause to John Blaze.
What's good?
For being one of the wait, I literally got 1,000 DMs. preach with a single clap. You know what I'm saying? But I had 1,000 DMs, and I chose John Blazer, one of them, and thank you for coming through. Thank you for the empanadas.
No problem.
And you brought the strawberries and stuff and the fruit.
Yep.
Amazing,
love.
man. Thank you so much.
I'm like just
Thank-
trying not to look like a fat ass on camera, but like
No judgments.
these,
None
chocolate
of that.
No
strawberries
judging
are
here.
just-
Fuck that. No.
yeah.
No, we deserve this shit. God damn it. But thank you, John.
No
That's
problem.
amazing. Good seeing you again. I've met you a few times. You
Yeah.
came to my past the Auxes and all that stuff. So really good to see you here at the table.
Glad to be here, man.
Yeah,
I was
that-
just telling I was listening to the show last Friday, and after I was like, yo, I'm gonna be there like a year. And it's literally like next week. I'm right here. And it's like,
You
look.
manifested it, man.
Yeah.
You know, I've met you a long time ago, and I like your music, and it's crazy because when I was choosing people on my timeline, in my DMs, I wasn't necessarily kind of like going through them and trying to consciously choose. You popped up at that perfect time that I wanted to pick someone, and I was like, let me just choose him, and literally it ended up being you. So good
wild.
shit.
Yeah,
That's
thank
crazy.
you.
It's insane. I literally had 1,000 DMs, so it's crazy. We also have another special guest here, another producer that I chose in my DMs. Slid in. He slid in with my pause.
Slid in the DMs.
Slid in. My man, OK Hip Hop.
What's going
Let's
on?
give a round of applause.
Thank you.
OK Hip Hop. You're another one. I wanted to choose you because, I believe I met you before.
Yeah.
For sure. And you send me beats here and there. I posted a couple of your beats on my IG story.
Yeah, for the fantasy loops.
Loops, you destroyed that loop.
Thank you.
Fun fact, when I posted that loop, Boy wanted to DM me, and he was like, that shit's fire. So I just want to tell you that.
That's crazy. Oh, man.
So, good shit. Your tracks are really good.
Thank you.
You've just been really consistent, and like I see the hunger in you, and you slid into the DM at the right time.
I guess it goes down in the DM.
It goes
right?
down.
Sure.
It goes down.
Think about how many DM stories we've had over the
That's a fact.
years, like the Cardo DM with Drake, and it just happens. Like I think we're in the new era where people are really communicating on Instagram. I think more so than text.
Yeah.
We're talking about that.
Yeah.
Totally agree. There's a lot of people that I DM on Instagram, and that's how we talk.
Yeah.
You'll have their number and everything.
Yeah, I have the
Talk to
number,
me,
but for
yeah.
some reason we just always goes back. to
because
Instagram.
everybody's on
Everyone's
social fucking
everyone's
media.
always on the
Social
ground.
media.
So
It's
you're
true.
probably checking your DM before you refresh your
Yeah.
email.
I also
fact.
do believe that most people have OCD with that little number on the top right
Yeah.
corner. That little once you see that red dot, you're like, I gotta see who this is.
gotta
I
click.
have to.
That's like me. All my emails are marked as red. I don't have like
Me too.
31,000 unread.
No.
That number just kills me. Anytime something comes in, I know it.
Yeah.
I see it. What is it? Deal with it. Yes,
Yep.
no, whatever.
I think
the same
I think
way.
most people are that way.
I'm the same way. I'm like, it's got to be at 1 at
yeah,
the most.
a lot of my friends are like 31,000 unread emails,
that's
and
the-
I'm like,
I've had that.
That's this guy right here. I'm
and it's
like,
like 150
you look at us
text
like
messages. I'm like,
10,000
Yeah, I'm
unread
at,
emails, but he knows where. You know which is the ones.
I'm at 76 missed calls. And
Insane.
38,000 unread emails.
There you go.
I only have like
No, I'm sorry. 63.
38,000. They would have told you to
60.
delete that.
Here, zoom in on this, Josh. 63,849. So
that's
sorry.
insane.
Sorry if I didn't download the stems yet. Sorry if I didn't
Check out
listen
your track.
to the
Yeah.
MP3. Just got a new voicemail.
Ilmine's like, yeah, email me.
Yo, shit, email me. I'm gonna check it.
No, here's my
eventually.
email.
I'm gonna check it.
Like,
I said I'm gonna check it.
I said I'm gonna check it, so I'm gonna check it. You know what I mean?
That's funny.
Yo, it's really funny though, how life works. Having John Blaze here and OK Hip Hop here, because like the way the world works, these guys have been grinding. we were speaking a little bit earlier, and I know you guys individually on 2 separate. We have relationships on.
Yeah.
And when Illmind. When we had the group text, and he was like, "Yo, I picked these 2 guys, John Blaze and OK Hip Hop." I was like, I didn't even say anything in the text. I'm just like, "Wow, those are the homies!" Like, this is so crazy how it just like comes full circle. John, we would talk. We were doing some stuff with South by when you were down there. Was it South by, right?
Yeah.
And then OK Hip Hop is going to be on True Masters show May 10th.
When it May 10th.
I'm excited.
May 10th. True Masters.
I swear to God, it was coincidence.
It's fucking coincidence,
I
but it's
swear.
crazy,
That's all
yo.
energy.
It's universe. It's
That's
universe.
I love
Feels
it.
like the
I love
universe.
it.
It's energy. It's all that shit, man. I literally got like a ton of DMs about it. So, and listen, shout out to all you guys who DM me to trying to really just like jump on the opportunity and stuff. Like, I wish I could invite you all, but we're definitely gonna do this again. I think we should do this again for sure.
Definitely.
So yeah, man, episode 71. So much is going on right now. There's some shit that I just would rather not even touch.
Yeah,
honestly,
I know where you're going with that.
because
Yeah.
you're gonna have a million podcasts, a million fucking gossipers dissecting and talking about this shit. The Kanye rants.
The guy's a genius. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm sticking
listen,
to that.
This is
I'm
the
done.
only.
That's it.
This is the only thing that I'll say. I want
Yeah.
you guys' little 1-2 punch comment on it. The only thing I'll say about that is this: either Kanye has quote unquote lost his mind, or he's very, very smart and meticulous, and I'm willing to believe that he's smart and meticulous. I just don't think you can be someone of that stature and just, you know, be so successful and so impactful and have like, it's a big deal to say someone lost their mind. Like that. Sometimes I feel like I lost my mind. You know what I mean?
Shit.
Like, no, listen, like,
Same.
yo, like, am I crazy? Like, I didn't go to school.
Right.
I dropped out. I said, fuck all that. Like, I flunked all my classes. I don't know how I'm going to pay my rent next month. I mean, I do now, but I didn't for the past, 10 plus years. So, like, that technically makes me crazy, right? Compared to all my friends that I grew up with. So, I don't know, man. The whole crazy, like, I don't think we should throw that word around lightly. I think Kanye is a genius. I think he's contributed so much to the community. And I'm just a big fan of his music, too. So, I'm biased, man. I fuck with Kanye, and that's all I'll say. Yeah.
Yep. I agree. I think he knows what he's doing. You know, he's just, music's coming out, you know, and he knows how to grab people's attention literally and have it in the palm of his hand. Like, when it's that time to push the button, he knows how to push the button. You know what I'm saying? He's done it every time, you know, so I think everything will be okay.
Yeah.
You know?
What do you guys think?
I don't care if he knows what he's doing or not.
Yeah. He's
I
Kanye.
think it's Kanye, and I also feel like nobody really knows what the hell they're doing in the end anyway. And he's going off of what he feels. If he wants to be vocal right now, I think people love when he's vocal.
Yeah.
And it's like he has an album coming, so it's like, of course, you know, there's a lot of people who might think, okay, this might be some like shock value. He might be saying some things to get people talking, and then it's like he has this album, so we could be on that. I just think it's a little bit of strategy, and like I agree with Il, like he can't be that crazy, you know, to work up to what he does have, and the status that he does have. I don't really see it like he's just like out of his mind. He's going somewhere with it, but I don't think people know where it's going.
Like people are putting him in a category of like, you should be wearing a straight jacket crazy.
Right.
No.
Like that, you know, I think there's some people are.
Yeah.
No, you're right, but I mean, I don't see
You
that.
know,
Okay,
you know
straight
what's the
jacket
thing,
crazy,
too?
high selling shoes.
Right.
You know what's the thing
Right.
too?
I mean-
I feel like ever since, you know, that whatever that was, the interview came out with him and Ebro, and Ebro said he was that Kanye was addicted to opioids.
Right.
Obviously, that paints you in a different light now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, is that
Definitely.
why he's acting crazy? Is he this? Is that why he that?
Definitely.
You know, I'm biased.
Yeah.
I still want those rap boots 6.5.
Oh yeah.
See when he called
Yeah.
into the station,
I didn't see that.
and he
I
said
didn't
he
see that.
was
He's
just
like, I
telling
love
him he
you.
love him. He's
Yeah.
like, love you.
I'm
But it was like,
I don't know. It's funny because I think Kanye's a very smart guy, and you know, I'm biased. So for me, you know, what I would say is I don't believe in a lot of, you know, there's a lot of things he believes in and says that I don't believe in, but for the most part, I'm focused on the innovator, Kanye West.
Yeah.
I'm focused on the
Right.
artist.
Me
I'm focused
too.
on the rapper. I'm focused on the music.
Let's just all sit back and let the man live,
You know,
and just
Yeah.
enjoy. Let's enjoy whatever art he's
and I think
contributing.
Kanye's also gonna troll,
Yeah.
like, you know, he started tweeting a lot of shit that he did start tweeting was very like inspiring and facts.
Yeah.
You know, and obviously he's gonna grab everybody's attention. Okay, he mentioned all the albums that he's working on that are dropping. Now everybody's paying attention. Everybody's been anticipating Pusha T's album.
Yeah.
What has been Kanye doing? Cudi.
Yeah.
So now that he put himself out there like that, everyone's paying attention. But then, of course, you know, he's gonna throw a couple curveballs here and there and just, you know, take shit off the whim. And yeah, there are gonna be people that don't agree with him, but
Also, too, I'll say one thing about the Trump thing. I think that at this point, most of us have made up our mind about how we feel about Trump.
right.
Not even Kanye can change our mind.
right.
So why are we all so worried that kids are going to start supporting Trump?
And there's
no, like our
yeah.
minds are made up. Like that's a troll.
But there's a lot
You know
of
what I'm
other
saying?
people out there, you know, that we probably look up to that do support Trump as the business guy, as their friend. Because let's keep it real. Like, Trump he was a personality for a long time before he was a a president.
Yeah.
So he had a lot of friends, all these, you know, investors, celebrities, you know, rich folks, like they had a relationship with him. So I'm sure a lot of people probably, you know, separated from him obviously, or like distanced themselves, and then there are other people that still want to have his friendship for whatever reason, and you know, have him on their team as like a business guy. So maybe they won't like support him publicly, but that's the thing, I'm sure there are other people that support him, you know, and agree with certain things but aren't saying it.
Has there ever been a president that became president that was famous as Donald Trump?
No.
Before they were president? I don't think so either, right?
I don't think so. No.
That's interesting.
What do you think of this whole thing, John?
Me? Shoot, I feel like between all
point the mic over to yourself.
Sorry. I think between all the tweets and everything, and just like what Kanye's message has always been, it's just like he's always just been a firm believer in himself. So I feel like him saying this, it's crazy, but like at the same time, this is just the way I see it. He's just trying to put out there, believe in what you want to believe in.
Right.
Even if other people don't agree with it.
Yeah.
Or other people don't, you know, like the way they live. Because, like, what we think isn't going to affect how he lives, end of the day. So.
Yeah.
And he tweeted, and he did tweet that. He said, even if you don't agree with me, like, I want to inspire you to be vocal
believe
about
what you
believe in, even if people don't like me after this.
I respect that.
Still say what I wanted to say. So I was like, he still kind of has everything like covered. He has his corners.
I feel like
covered,
in a way he did it was so outrageous in order to get that message across. I don't know if it came across, but like.
Well, that Obama, the thing he said about Obama.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Okay, hip hop. What do you think? What do you think of this whole thing?
I mean, at the end of the day, like, I feel like Kanye's gonna do what he wants because he's Kanye, and he's like such a superstar and an artist that, you know, has all this influence that, you know, nobody's really gonna tell him like what he can say, what he can do. He's gonna do what he wants, you know, and I just think that, you know, I feel like he knows what he's doing as far as like attention and marketing, because you said he's coming out with an album and everything. So I think this is like a ploy for that.
And to add, I want to add something to that because I completely agree. And to show you how genius Kanye is, right? Is everyone's like, well, what has Kanye been doing? What is he doing? What is he doing? Is he working on an album? Like, what is he doing? He hasn't. Dude, he's dropping like 4 or 5 projects on his label
in like a month. Yeah,
on his label.
Fact.
That's what he's been doing.
The sunken place.
So everybody chill, calm the F down, let the dude live. It's gonna be okay. You know
let him
what I'm
live
saying?
and live your life. And like I agree with what you said, John. Like I think a message we could kind of dissect from him is like follow your passion, right? Like follow what you deeply believe in,
right.
And because he's doing the same for himself, you know, but you got to do that for yourself too.
And he's in a different place now. Like when you get kids and you know, like get family, and it's just you move and think differently.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
Exactly.
Other things start being
exactly.
more important. So.
I want to do something cool with you guys. Aside from eat empanadas,
I had
John Blaze and OK Hip Hop. So you guys are. Obviously, you know, you made it here. The beats are really good. You guys are grinding. You're on, you know, social media, pushing, selling beats, all that stuff. So I want you guys to ask some questions. Let's do some Q&A. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that, you know, we... obviously, I'm hoping that you guys listen to the podcast too. So, you know, the podcast really is meant to help, you know, cover certain things that, you know, the producer community want to know about, you know, and there's like so much to cover. And I feel like 71 episodes deep, we've covered a lot of stuff, but it's really nice to have guys like yourself in here with us to really just kind of get this direct one-on-one. So it's almost like kind of my Pass the Aux sessions that you guys are definitely familiar with, obviously. So ask away, man. What do you guys want to know, man?
I'll go first. As far as relationships and connecting with other people, there's a way like that you have to speak, you have to be like presentable, but how do you like do the questions, like ask questions and like ask for something in a genuine way without being fake about it? Like I have an issue where like I'll DM somebody or I'll text somebody and I'll be really excited about like working with them or I love their music, but I don't want to come off as ingenuine. So how do you...
But how do you think you've come off as ingenuine in the past? Like, what are some of the things you've
what's an
said
example?
that you feel?
I mean, I'm just being like myself when it comes to like how I talk and how I like express like gratitude or.
But what does that sound like? Like if I'm an artist that you like, how would you approach me?
It would be like, you know, I love what you're doing. I love this album. You know, yeah, I would love to like work with you. Like that's kind of my question. Like, how do you approach without?
Yeah.
I think I know where you're getting at.
Yeah.
Obviously we all are continuously dealing with that always at all times. Like doesn't matter if you're up and coming or like Grammy winning, whatever, right? Because there's always levels to it. And so what's always helped me in the past is, especially when I was starting out, I was like super shy, just like really shy, really not confident. The only thing I was kind of always most confident in was my music. You know, I put all my chips into being confident in my music, because I knew that being a music producer, my music would be the thing that would gravitate people and to pull people in, right? Not that I'm cool or that, like, you know what I mean? I'm like, any other reason, it would be my music. So I put full confidence in the music, and that really helped me because I kind of used that as leverage in every single opportunity coming up. It was like, okay, well, this person will probably fuck with me if my music is good. This person will reply to me if my music is good. Yada, 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 right? And so, and that was always true, and it always worked for me. So I think, speaking from your perspective, being in the same shoes, being a music producer and being up and coming, you know, you don't have like the accolades yet. So it's really hard for people to like reply to you or take you seriously or be like, oh, he's just like another producer that's trying to holler at me, whatever. I think the best and quickest way to cut through that noise is to just have really good music. And we don't have control of that. We really don't. Like, I don't have control, or you don't have control over Chance the Rapper, for instance, hearing your beats and saying his beats are really amazing, I want to fuck with him. You have no control over that to a certain extent. Like, you can DM him and be like, hey, check this out. I just don't feel like that's a good approach in that situation. It's just you're shooting a blank shot, you know, and it's just you're hoping it'll land and it won't. So I think you have to really be strategic in doing things to get this person to hear your music somehow. And what's worked for me is it's just always been something different. Like a friend of theirs heard one of my beat tapes, or a friend of a friend heard that I produced a song that they heard that they really liked. And they're like, oh, that, you know, that's Illmind. Let me like, I've heard that name before. And then all of a sudden, like a year later, if I run into that person or they see me on their timeline, they'll be reminded, oh, that's that kid Illmind that did that one joint. So it's just like a series of reminders. You're reminding people. Yeah, it's like word of mouth, and like people are being reminded, but we have to keep in mind that like that takes a long time. You know, I'll give you a perfect example. This artist, 24 Hours, you guys know 24 Hours, right? 24 Hours on Twitter. I don't know him. I've never spoken to him. I don't know him at all. But he started following me on Twitter, and this is super recent. So a friend of mine was in the studio with one of 24 Hours friends, and they were working on a song, and my name came up, and he was like, yeah, you, Illmind, and 24 Hours should work. And so that was that. I didn't know that happened. You know, I didn't know that took place. And then all of a sudden, you know, 24 Hours is following me on Twitter, and he's only following like 300 something people. So then I DM'd him back, and I was like, yo, man, like, appreciate the follow, you know? And then he dropped his phone number, like hit him up, obviously to like work, right? And so that's what I'm talking about. That's just like an example of just some kind of outside force kind of coming in and nudging it in the right direction. I don't believe in the direct shot. You know, the only time that could work is when you see like a Cardo. You know, Cardo Got Wings directly DM'd Drake, and Drake just responded, but Drake was already following him because probably he liked his beats, or
I think it also too depends on the level of artistry you're trying to contact. You know, I think a good takeaway from that too, for, you know, like where that leads me also, is like networking. Like being in different places. Like if you know you want to work with an artist, sometimes it's like, okay, let me get his friend that manages him, because I know at the end of the day, the artist sometimes is not always dealing with the business. They don't want to be contacted. Let me connect with his friend, so that way if his friend fucks with me, then he'll put in the word.
Yeah.
What does his friend do? Where is his friend at? Are there any events that are coming up that these people are going to be at, so I can like shake hands and communicate in person, because that helps a lot too.
Yep.
But you know, like, it's just so weird, man, because it's like,
Yeah.
you never know. Like, you hear these stories all the time.
Yeah.
You could shoot a blank to Drake, and that'll be the day where he's just smoking hookah in his
He just
studio,
feels
and
like
he
it.
just felt like opening it, and it was like, whoa, you know. But that's like you said, it's like a needle in a haystack, right?
Needle in
But-
a haystack, yeah.
But you know, it just depends on the level of artistry. If there's like someone, you know, that's not as big as Drake, but you want to approach them, you know, I think just like he said, have good music, but also be confident in your work.
Yeah.
Like, you
I
know,
would-
approaching someone and saying like, I have something for you. Like, I
Yeah.
think what I have for you will work. Like,
Put,
you know,
put most of your energy in the quality of the music.
yeah.
Yeah, and I wanted to add to that too, to what OK was saying. If there is a point where you're sending a DM or email or a text or a phone call or something, and you feel, because you know that it's like a strain, or it feels weird, or you feel like you're pressing, maybe should I send it, should I not? Don't send it.
Yeah.
Don't worry, and just worry about making dope shit, and send them a pack. You know, like send them a couple of beats. Like they'll get to you when they want to get to you. You know what I'm saying? But in the meantime, you just keep working and don't. You know, I posted this on my Instagram, and everyone should follow me at Atlas the Plug, one word. You like that, right, guys?
Hey,
Yep.
plug.
Shameless
But
plug.
I posted on there, and I said, you know, some tips in my opinion, if you want to build with someone, is go to their events. I'm trying to remember everything. Go to their events, befriend anybody on their team, bring a gift.
Bring food.
Don't
Bring
yeah,
food.
exactly.
Yeah.
Bring a gift. Don't have needy energy. Smile and ask questions that'll let them talk. But most of the time, you're listening.
Yeah, listen,
You know what I'm
I think the lesson for that, to answer your question, add on to it, is just be yourself. Do what feels natural. You know, like I always put myself, you know, in those shoes, and I kind of think about what I did and what worked for me. And what always worked for me was just always just being comfortable. Like I never went out of my way with like a desperate kind of energy. I never like tried to approach someone to like listen to my, like I never did that. And look at where I am, you know. So that's just like you know, a 10-15 year social experiment. I'm someone who just never ever asked for anyone for shit. I literally don't remember ever doing that to any celebrity or A&R. Hey, take my card. I did it 0 times. So I think that's something that's interesting.
And that's funny too, because
Yeah.
there's been times that I'll be in the room with certain people, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah. You know
I'll
why
see you
though?
again.
You know why?
I'll take that
it's
L.
it's a timing thing, and it's a vibe thing too.
Yeah.
Like there's people that even that have came in here that have been in person that I'm like, yo, I should probably
Yeah,
finesse
that's a
that,
fact.
but the vibe wasn't there.
Yeah,
And
that's
you're
a
just
fact.
like, you know what?
Yeah.
I'll see you
I'll
again.
catch you when I catch
Cool.
you,
Yeah.
and that's what it is.
I mean,
too.
Glam, look at how we met. Like
Yeah,
I didn't
every
know
time.
Glam at all.
That's so funny.
I heard
I
I
remember.
heard her music in 2009. You're like 10 years old.
Thanks.
No, you were really young.
Thanks, yeah.
No, just kidding.
I'm
But
old now.
yeah, no.
No,
but
but
you
yeah.
were you know, that was, you had a song, a mixtape out.
Yeah.
And like I honestly, I came across it and I heard it and I loved it.
Yeah, he tweeted
and,
me.
and I followed and I tweeted her. Like this was when I first started my Twitter account.
Yeah.
I just was a fan.
I was like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
Oh,
It was
black,
like-
blue check. I was just like,
Yeah.
I never had
Sure.
people with blue checks
You're
like
like, sure.
hitting me up. So
Yeah.
I was like, who is this?
Yeah.
And then I told my manager, and then she started looking into it, and then
Yeah.
she started talking to people, and
I just, you know,
Yeah.
I just became a fan, and then like, here we are. You know, it's like I don't know. It's just really, it's really crazy how. it works.
When the first time I met Glenn, we were in LA, remember,
Yeah.
and we had the studio
Yep.
in the backyard.
Yep.
Was that the first time I met you, Glenn? Was that the first time you guys?
That's the first time we
too?
met.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was.
I didn't even
that was
meet
awesome.
you yet. I was already in the room
You were in
playing
the room.
beats.
Yeah.
Like I was already with, it was mad people in there with
Yeah.
their computers, and
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
everybody was.
It
Just
was like a pass to off.
It was.
before
It
you
was a
did
pass
that.
docs
It was-
before pass
it was
docs.
pa-
I
that
was
was-
technically at the first pass docs like ever in the
What was
world.
that? 2013.
That was like
12?
2012. Like it was
I think it was
2012.
12.
So
Yeah.
in that room, it was Glam. It was Carmack.
Carmack.
S-
And how
S-
about I did not know that they were
Slop.
there.
Slop was
I was
there.
there playing my beats.
Who else pulled up?
Rick Gonzalez.
Rick Gonzalez pulled up.
Actor,
That's right.
Yo, we
That's
need
right.
a
a Symbolic One pulled up.
Yeah.
That's one.
There was a guy. I don't even care if we say his name because he was cool, but he like shaded like samplers like in there.
I don't even remember.
Yeah, no, it was like
it?
everybody was playing their beats, and then they were like, "Oh, was that?" He's like, "No, I don't play anything sampled."
We need a
bruh."
blap. We need a blap.
I was
LA.
like, "Oh,
Blap
so
LA?
cool.
Blap LA would be.
Yeah, we're
tough.
gonna do one of these out there.
LA
But
But
blap.
does that make sense?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
All right, next question.
Right.
Go ahead.
What's up?
John Blaze.
John Blaze.
It's hard to think of a question
Jean.
when like you listen to all these and it's
I
just,
know,
like,
but
it's
no,
all-
that's good for us because then we know like that we've covered a lot.
Yeah,
but
no,
there might be
definitely.
some things.
So you could like really.
But
ask
even
us
stuff,
anything.
even stuff that you might still be unclear about too. You know.
Well, I have one. How do you see like I feel like this is my opinion with the producers like getting more and more shine. I feel like eventually there's gonna be something where like DJs will perform at festivals live. I feel like there's gonna be some type of producer, artist, DJ. Like, where do you see it going for producers? Because I feel
we're
like
already there. We're already there. I think it's just going to keep growing and growing. I think people like the EDM world
Right.
kind
Yeah.
of
They
opened
have
that
that,
whole
yeah.
thing up.
Yeah.
Because DJs were DJs. But now there's producer DJs. You have Carnage and Skrillex and
Kaytranada.
Calvin Harris. Kaytranada really opened that
Yeah, I
up.
feel like
Even
Kaytranada's
you can
doing
even
that
credit
way.
like Soulection.
Yeah,
You know,
Selection,
like-
Sango, and all
Yeah,
that.
like they really opened up that kind of format for a lot of people. So I see it happening more. I think we're still kind of at the point where producers, there's an open lane for that, for more of us to start doing that more. Look at Metro. Metro is, one of the most successful producers in hip hop, and he can easily just go on tour.
Yeah.
He can do a Metro Boomin tour, and I'm sure he has. But he can continue to do that because of his resume. So I see it happening. I think, as long as producers, we kind of do it in our own creative way, like put music out. And if there's a fan base and a demand for people to see you and watch you play, then you should take advantage of that and get on the road.
Because yesterday I was at this show and I forget the artist's name, but he was like a producer, artist, DJ, and he's literally like producing his set as he's performing. I was just like, yo, if all producers were doing this, like,
It's cool.
who would be messing with producers?
Well,
like,
the issue is that watching people make beats is really boring
Yeah.
for the
Yeah,
most
you
part.
have
But he
to
was
make it
performing
fun.
too.
If he's
That's what made it
performing
cool.
them and making it
Well,
look cool, then
Yeah.
That's what I do too.
yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
cool. Look
yeah,
at
Yeah,
that.
that's exactly what I do.
Right.
But yeah, no, I think if somebody made a whole, if somebody's doing a beat and then like
Yeah,
one,
like,
2, 3,
Yeah, because it's like the beat making
No, that
process
sucks.
is not just always like.
no, you gotta do that shit.
It's not
live.
glamorous.
Yeah, sometimes
No.
you gotta scrap shit, change,
Yeah.
switch sounds, flip shit. So it's like,
No,
you know,
gotta have a preset.
when you loop a section because you're tweaking it and it's off and it's just
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
trying to get that drummer. Like
Yeah.
imagine watching that shit.
watching
Right.
that shit. Yeah.
yeah,
No, it's not gonna happen. But I think we should.
booty like that.
I think that's a lane that's open, and more. I'm glad more of it is happening. So.
I feel like the creation of music is going to change too. Like, like you can just like be in a room and like wave your hand and it'll be like a chord, and
That's
then
interesting.
and then you can like there can be a camera that'll 3D hologram yourself into somebody else's
That's
like
some
wall,
3,000
and you're like performing and like people are there. That's kind of like what I'm envisioning
Right.
musically.
that's like
is
the
gonna be
year
happening.
3000.
Yeah, that's some
I
future
can
shit.
see it.
I mean, it might be sooner.
Hologram.
The
you know what
VR.
I'm saying?
Up in like
Might
2
be
years.
sooner.
Yeah,
Might be sooner.
yeah. I
I
mean,
mean,
that,
Japan's probably already on it.
Right. What else you guys have for us?
Your turn.
It could even be like
Anything.
something that you have heard on the podcast or on my YouTube that
Raw.
you kind of started applying and maybe further, diving into that kind of stuff too.
Yeah. One thing that I wanted to ask was I'm kind of at the point where like I have a few artists that I know that are like continually coming to me for music, and I'm kind of like wondering like which beats do I post on Instagram just for the gram, or which beats do I send to certain artists, which beats do I like sell, like like a sale or whatever.
You're not gonna like my answer, but you're gonna try it and you're gonna tell me how it goes.
Okay.
Post everything.
That's what
Right.
I was
Post
just gonna
everything?
say.
Because you never know what works. For
Yeah.
you.
Don't save anything.
anything.
Listen, if you
Yeah.
post a beat on SoundCloud and like let's say it's one of those beats that you're just like saving, you're like this is the
Right.
one,
Right.
and you post it up on SoundCloud and let's say it gets 1,500 views and like 30 comments. It's a lot of people, right? It's a lot of people. Still not enough for that track to now just be out there and it's like too late. Like it's never it's never too late for a song or a track ever until a publishing company collects millions of dollars on
Right.
it and you sign a contract saying someone else owns it, like a label or an entity or whatever it is. So if you made it and no one bought it from you, like this fucking table is open. The stakes are open for you. So put it on Instagram. Even if you put it on SoundCloud and it gets like 50,000 streams, right? Like it's still not enough people for that to be like, okay, I can't use that anymore. Right. The only issue you might run into are fuck boys that go to SoundCloud and copy
And
shit.
rip it. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes rip it, but even ripping it is like not a big deal, honestly. But people go in there and like a big artist like stealing an idea.
Right.
It's happened and it sucks, but it's very rare that does happen. So I don't think you should like use that to kind of scare you away. So yeah, I would say put everything out, man.
Because
Like,
also too is like sometimes what you think will be hot is not. So like you would be like, let me save this and post this, and not post that one, but people might fuck with that one and not that, So
Yeah.
it's like you kind of don't want to limit yourself to what you're, holding back.
yeah, it's crazy. There was one of the beats on my Boom Trap tape got picked up last year from like a huge artist, and I put that shit on hidden.
Wow.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
put it on private because they copped it, and it had like I think like 250,000 listens. So like even 150,000 streams still isn't enough. Now if you have like 5 million streams, that's like kind of a different story. But yeah.
No, and also at the same time, I mean, look, there's two ways to look at it. You like what Avian said. The one you think is the one is probably not the one. You know what I'm saying? It could be the one that you're sleeping on. But at the same time, I mean, think about it on a numbers perspective, right? If you don't put it out, then first of all, no one's going to hear it. Period. You can forget about that. So by putting it out and putting it on these platforms, SoundCloud, BeatThread, wherever your Instagram, wherever you're putting it on YouTube, that's only going to increase your chances of being heard by someone who has never heard your stuff before. So it's only going to help. So put out everything, and the only time you ever take anything down if someone's buying it.
Yeah.
And that's it. You know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid. Put it all out.
It's crazy. I'm gonna take words from Gary V, the homie Gary V. Underpriced attention. It's all underpriced attention. Like these companies should be charging us for showing people stuff. Like when we put an Instagram post up and 100 people like it, if there's a 1% like rate on Instagram, that means if I get 100 likes, then 10,000 people saw my shit. Yo, that's a lot of people that just saw my picture, right? And it costed $0 for me to show 10,000 people an image of me looking at the wall. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy when you think about how insane power that is. And I think we as a generation, like, we don't realize like how powerful shit is right now, like, and how often people are on their phones. We're all guilty of it. We're looking at our timeline. We're seeing who's tweeting. We're reading everything. We're looking at everyone's pictures. And so as consumers, we also have to put ourselves on the other side and say, yo, like, I have music, I have art, I have photos, I have videos. Like, let me get my shit popping. If 100 people see it, that's a big deal for me. And so once we start thinking in that way, I think, then we can start moving forward. And all of a sudden, it's a no-brainer. Like, if I have a beat and I know 10,000 people on Instagram are going to see it, hell yeah, I'm putting that shit up. Why would I not? You know what I mean? So, yeah.
And a good example, like the Concept P, when he was
Yep.
on the IG store, you
Yep.
know, highlight thing or whatever, and he just happened to be on Tekashi's page, and Tekashi was playing his beat.
Yep.
Like it's a 1 in a million chance that would ever happen. But that wouldn't happen if he didn't put it out on SoundCloud. If he didn't put it out on YouTube, that one little chance would have never happened. So it only helps.
Exactly. John Blaze got you.
Yeah.
Gonna say something.
So, all right. In a situation where you're a producer and you're working with artists that, let's say you believe in them, you know, so you believe in them, you're invested in them, you don't want to charge them for beats because, you know, you genuinely like it. But then after a while, either if the artist isn't going to where you want to be, but like, would you say as a producer you cut them off, or like
follow your instinct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just follow your instinct.
Yeah, and also maybe just look into other artists that may be on the wave that you are looking, and like don't necessarily be like, oh, like that's done, like it's dead. Just maybe they need some more time. Maybe they need to evolve, and like just leave them to sit on what they have now.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a producer and you're investing time and energy into an artist, and you're starting to get that feeling that the artist is kind of slipping, you're not really as confident in them and in their dedication, isn't like necessarily matching with your dedication, then you just need to make a decision for yourself and say, all right, am I wasting my time? Should I keep wasting my time or not?
Right.
The only other option is if you feel bad, or if you became like pretty good friends with the person and now you kind of don't want to like leave your friend, which is your decision.
Right.
I think sticking with someone for that reason is a terrible strategy.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially if you're trying to make it as a producer.
Yeah.
And hence the whole cutthroat bullshit, which it is. Like, fuck you, you're not working hard enough. Like, I don't care if like, you've been to my house a couple times and like, you know what I'm saying, we had
watch my kids.
We had well, I was gonna say that
My mom made empanadas.
no, wait. Kids is a different story. Like, you held my baby. Like,
I think
fuck, I don't want to
Watch my dog.
I think it's situational. I think kind of
Yeah.
like what you said is, if you build a relationship and this is someone you're really close to, obviously you're going to feel, a way to kind of just, separate yourself like that. I think in that sense, it's a conversation, like, and even just being open to say there are other people, requesting your work, and, you're considering, just taking on other artists. I think if you're working with someone that you're not that close to and you don't believe that you should invest 100% in them, maybe you should be also working with other artists already at that point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And transparency is a big thing too. Just
Also,
have a conversation.
Like stick with an artist and go 100% if you really believe it's gonna go somewhere. If you're iffy, then like you're open to work with other people. If you're close to them,
as long as
have
you're
a
matching your
conversation.
energy too.
Yeah.
Sometimes though too, I don't even know if, the conversation's good, but sometimes you don't need a conversation, in my opinion. I think, John, to go back to your point, I think for you, keep working and keep moving, because what's gonna never wait for anybody. Just keep working and keep moving, because what's gonna happen is you're gonna start working and start moving, and then the person who is lagging behind, when they see you working and moving, what's gonna happen, guys?
Yeah, that's what I'm noticing.
Like,
what's gonna happen? Hey guys, what's up?
I got 3 songs. I ain't showered in 5 days.
Yo, what are you doing next week? I want to link up. You know what I'm saying? Whoa, now you want to link up, and now you want to
They
work.
want the beat
Yo, man,
that you made way back.
why don't you pick up your phone?
Yeah,
I
you don't pick up your phone no
I
more.
babysat last week.
I texted you 4 times, but basically the point I'm getting to is never wait. I don't wait for nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm always moving. I'm always calling. Like, I'm that guy. Ill knows. Jay knows. Like, I'm always like going. So
Hence, going back to tying into OK Hip Hop's comment earlier, your question goes back to the value thing. Like, and I don't want to speak directly on if there's a particular person you're speaking about, but being a music producer, like if you're working with artists and they're lagging, like they need us. They need us to produce. They need us to track the vocals. They need, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the ball is really in your court. You have a lot of leverage in that situation.
Sometimes I be feeling like, just because like with the artists that I've worked with, there have been a lot of fallout. So like sometimes it's like maybe I feel like sometimes I'm not meeting the right people, and then sometimes I feel like I'm just be an artist myself. And
But
just
fallout, why?
Because like work ethic, things like that. Like not taking it as seriously.
I mean, if you feel passionately about becoming an artist, and become an artist.
That's a different.
Yeah, give it a try.
Yeah,
like,
always.
I'm a firm believer of like never hesitating on stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Like strike while the iron's
If
hot.
it came to your mind, try it.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
if a voice inside of you is saying like do something.
Yeah.
As long as it isn't like
Slap that lady.
robbing or killing someone.
Yeah.
Like, 9 times out of 10, you should probably try it.
Smack that old lady ass right now.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta try stuff.
Word.
You gotta try stuff.
But don't feel bad. Like,
About like your friend or your.
No, I'm not.
friend?
I'm not talking about anyone.
I would
No,
say
it's
one,
outside.
one thing.
Any artist I work.
One
No, I'm
thing
being
I would
hypothetical.
say though is, just learn how to work around that, because you still don't want to burn bridges at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You never know who that artist becomes in 5 years. So do it the right way at least. If you sense that you're getting frustrated, maybe it's a conversation, or maybe you just have to kind of separate yourself and do you. But just keep that in mind to like always feel when it's not going the way it should, or when it doesn't feel right anymore, so you can kind of analyze it and figure out what to do next. Because the worst thing is you want to have a fallout with an artist because he was lazy, and then in 5 years he's like the next Drake, and then it's like, oh,
they're
fuck
gonna have
you.
resentment, all that stuff.
Gosh.
Okay,
And that's really how the industry is, right? Like
Yo,
people
I'm
in
not-
the industry
always
don't
feels-
forget.
I'm not gonna say who it is, but I know an artist back in the day who's huge now, always 3 hours late. Always, no matter where. Till this day, still does it and super famous, but like always 3 hours late. So imagine back in the day, because they were late, like, I'm not gonna mess with them no more, they're always late.
Yeah.
Boom, super popping. But
Now they're like, I'd rather him be 3 hours late. I'm still getting my check.
But yeah,
Exactly. Okay, hip hop, you got something?
Yeah, I had a question about work ethic as far as creating. Like, let's say if I'm home all day and like I start making beats in the morning, and it's like 3-4 hours go by, and like I've only had like 1 or 2 beats made, or like I'm not even done with the first one I started. Like, I kind of wanted to ask, what is like not the right way, but where should a producer strive to be as far as working?
It's a really good question.
Yeah.
I love this
Because that
question.
happens to me sometimes.
Yeah.
So I need
a really
to
good
hear
question.
I
that.
love this question. You're not gonna like the answer.
You said worse.
You're not gonna like the answer at all. And again, listen, I'm only saying what's worked for me, right? And so just take that. My suggestion is to just make beats, make music when you want to. Like when you really feel like you're
That's
in the
a
mood.
fact.
Like just only do it when you're in the
can't be
mood.
like-
Only do it when you're in the mood to do it. For me personally, when I was like in your shoes and stuff, I just so happened to just always want to do it. Like I didn't really care about anything else. I didn't have anything else. I didn't have anyone. I didn't have like pressure and no like friends, no desire to hang out with
Nothing else
friends.
that's kind of
Like I didn't have that much noise. So the only real thing I had was like video games and like making beats. And I like making beats became more fun than video games. So that's all I wanted to do. So I would just like follow your instinct and just do it when you really, really feel like doing it. And I think the hope for all of us is to always want to do it, right? I don't really remember a time for myself where I like forced myself to like make beats, where I said, okay, today I have 8 hours and I'm gonna make 10 beats and I'm gonna pull through it. Like, fuck that. Like, I didn't sign up for this. I don't want to force this. Like, if I don't feel the vibe, why should I force myself to do it? And there might be people out there that disagree, and I get it, but I think when it comes to making music, there's like a deeper thing. Like, it isn't like going to the gym where like, oh, I don't feel like going to the gym, but I'm gonna pull through it, and then you go and you feel great, right? But this is not like, we're not lifting weights, we're fucking making music, right?
Yes.
So that approach has worked for me, and so I think what we need to do is dissect the reason why we don't feel like making music, and maybe start cutting out some things that are pulling us away from wanting to make music. And a lot of times it's like distraction. Sometimes it's work, sometimes it's school, sometimes it's shitty people that are in our life that we might want to rethink about being friends with, right? So all those little emotional things are super accountable and are relevant to that. So and again, I'm not saying to like alienate yourself from everyone and just but to a certain extent you want to do you want to cut the distractions and be like, man, I want to do this and I need to do what I can to put myself in that positions, right? So
I'm sorry, just like a piggyback.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a balance between like disciplining yourself to create something rather than waiting on feeling like doing it?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely, you want to allocate time and you want to have a schedule for sure. Like you want to consciously tell yourself, okay, between this hour and this hour, I'm going to reserve that for making music. And, do what you want in that time. And hopefully the goal is to want to make music from that time to that time. And I would suggest that on days that you don't feel like making music, do other things that are still productive for your career.
Right.
So,
Watch a
and
video
that's right. Hence why I personally do, looks like I do a million things. It's because sometimes I just don't want to make music. Like I'm just not in the mood. And sometimes I really, really just want to be here with my friends.
Yeah. but then also it's like
on the podcast, some days I just want to make drum kits. Some days I want to talk shit on YouTube. Josh, can you come over so we can do, you know what I mean? So like I've occupied myself enough to where like I'm engaged and I have enough going on so that I don't lose my mind, right? But also I am usually always in the mood to make music, but I'm also always in the mood to do this stuff. So like for me personally, it works, and that's why I do so many things, because I can't just sit there and play Fortnite and burn 5 hours because I know it'll entertain me, but like I'm here to entertain myself, but then to also be productive for myself.
I think it's all relatable. I think it goes back to disciplining yourself, but also feeling like you want to do it, but then also putting yourself in the place to want to do it, right? Because it's like the less distractions you have and the more positivity and, and whatever. 'Cause some people perform just as good or even better when they don't have positivity around them. Like a lot of artists have been depressed and stressed, heartbroken, and that's when they perform their best work. But yourself, so if you have what you need around you to perform properly, you're going to want to perform more, where in turn you're going to have more discipline, because once you even once you discipline yourself, you're going to be producing more, but yourself. So I think it's trying to discipline yourself, definitely, but also doing it when it feels right, because you can discipline yourself right now. I've done that. I'd be like, okay, I have a couple hours right now. For the next 2 hours, I'm just going to focus on starting a new idea. Within that 2 hours, nothing sticks. Nothing sticks.
And I think
nothing
sticks.
And I'm just like, you know what? I tried. I'll step away from the computer for a bit, go have a conversation, whatever, come back. Still, no. And I'll just be like, you know what? I've learned to be like, it's not working right now.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's okay.
I'll save, and I could have a dope maybe drum pattern and I won't have a melody, and I'll be like, let me save this and come back to it later. Who knows?
Yeah.
Or I'll just scrap it all together.
Yeah, no, I'll be. No, because usually I'll do that, but there's been times where you save something and you open it, another day, and you're like, okay, let me speed up the tempo, or let me add this, and you create.
It's all vibe. It's all.
And that's the difficult thing about being a creator.
You have to be in the mood, because
I mean?
I'm the type of person, like, if I get into an argument or like something like really bothers me, I'm like
soaking all day, stressed.
And I don't like I'll just be pissed. Like it's just like
your mind is distracted like with that.
Yeah, like people think you're being like dramatic, but I'm literally like, I cannot create like that. I cannot create like, and you cannot be productive with an attitude.
That's the difference between working out and going to the gym and what we do. Like if you want to get physically fit, take your ass to the gym. But like if you want to make music, you can't just make music. I mean, you can, but you also have to. There's got to be like
feeling.
There's got to be a feeling. There's an extra variable in there that separates being a musician.
And I commend people that just fucking perform like anytime, any place, anywhere, any feeling, because it's like you said, there are times where if I'm going through something, I'll just want to deal with that versus being. I won't feel inspired in that moment. You know
you just be harping on shit, but then you need other things to like get out of that, where it's like the music might not be doing it, and you'll be like, oh, let me go like outside, or let me hit up, so and so. So like it.
I will add on to this though. If you do force yourself to make beats, there's always going to be a good income.
I've forced a lot of hot
I'm
shit.
sorry. There's always going to be a good outcome.
Yeah.
A good income.
There's been times that I've forced something too,
No,
and
ain't no income coming from that.
and there's this
Not
guy.
for a long time.
There's this guy I know named Rob Grimaldi. Up at NG.
Oh yeah, I know Rob.
Rob, yeah, super dope. He actually fucking, when we left with Concept P's like, oh yeah, I'm about to go to NG Room Audio. I'm like, is he clowning me? I'm like, I work there. He's like, oh, I was over there with Rob Grimaldi yesterday. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Small
Rob's
world.
been grinding for a long time.
Yeah. So Rob, we had a similar conversation one day. He's like, what I do is I just keep working. He's like, I fight through it.
Yeah, some people it's
He's
good.
like, I keep going until I get something, and I'm like, okay.
I mean, that could work for some people. You know what I mean? Like fight through it, and you just never know. I mean, fighting through it can maybe like
make a break. Yeah.
Yeah, it can make you can make something really amazing doing that, but also too it can like train. It can just you're gonna be it's just you're sharpening the sword.
Yep.
And that's true.
You know,
You will get used to that.
exactly.
I think I was gonna say something to what you said, but I lost it.
Booty loops.
But I think
Brain
both
fart.
though, because like you said, even if you do discipline yourself and you're not in the mood to create, the more you get used to doing it and your ears, get used to it, you eventually are gonna start to pick up.
You gotta
know what I
really
mean?
look at the mechanics, because there's times where it's like, it's not that I'm not inspired, but like you'll look at something and you'll be like, you'll know what you need to do to get that sound, and you're like, I don't want to do that right now. Or like there'll be stems and you're like, I don't want to have to dig through this right now. It's a big mental thing.
I mean,
more than anything.
Think about the luxury of living a life where every single thing you do is what you want to do at that moment.
Right.
Like, I want to take a jet to, the Philippines and just sit there for a week. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to make music for the next 3 weeks. I don't want to do shit today. Like, all those little, like, you know what I mean? I think that's kind of the goal, right? I think for most people,
Right.
you want to get to that sweet spot where you can just do whatever the fuck you want to
Facts.
do, right? And so, I don't know. That's another interesting kind of approach, too, when you think about that. Yeah.
And I feel like there's so many other things besides music production that you can do, which still involves music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Piano lessons.
Yeah.
An
Right.
hour a week, guitar lessons or something, right?
Exactly. Or like maybe you do your own event. You start create your own music producer event at the venue, at the bar in your town. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm being serious. Like there's so many other ways to still hit that music muscle, you know, and still do something you love to do that's still in you, that career.
Even like me, there's
know?
some nights randomly I'm like, it's
Maybe-
late night and I'm like, all right, I'm in bed. Like, I'm just going to chill for tonight. I go to sleep late, man. I got to get myself together. But it's just, I would go to sleep early and wake up 3 times. But, I'll be in bed 12 o'clock and I'm like, let me just listen to playlists today.
Yeah.
Let me just go to like a R&B playlist and like,
Yeah.
from the 90s or whatever playlist to have so I can get inspired and see what's, what they're curating and, see what creative juices that kind
Exactly.
of, opens up.
You had another one? Yeah.
No, I
go
just
for
want
it.
to add. I feel like recently I've just been collaborating more, and so those moments when I don't feel like working, I can literally just shoot out some stuff to someone I met through Instagram, and it's like, I'm still working even when I'm not
Yep.
working. So like I could do something else in that time.
That
That's a fact.
the collaboration thing is huge.
It's
I
crazy.
literally
It's
had
crazy.
that conversation earlier today.
It's crazy. Yeah. You had something? Okay. Yeah. Want to add something? You got a question?
No. I think
Yeah?
it's his
Yeah.
turn for questions.
Okay. I mean, if you guys
Still
are
got-
tapped out, then we can go to. You know what I mean?
Had
We can
one.
do Blap or Crap.
Yeah, it's
Blap or
like
crap. All right, guys, check it out. We're here. Blap or
time.
crap. You guys ready for this?
It's go time. It's
All
go
right,
time.
We're
It's
still
go time.
here. We're still here. Blap or crap. So this is what we're gonna do, guys. We are going to play some beats. We're gonna go to our website that we helped develop called beatthread.com, beatthread.com. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna choose your beats at random. We're gonna play a 1 minute snippet of your beat, and if we like the beat, we're gonna give you a blap. If we don't like it, we'll give you a crap, and we'll try to be as constructive as possible with the criticism. Atlas will probably shit on it.
Nah, I feel good, man.
No,
I
Alice
feel good
feels
today.
Alice feels very.
You can feel
good.
good and
Give
shit. Shitting
So,
does feel good.
Pardon me. Sorry about that.
It's 20 empanadas.
Oh no, I
It's a
feel good
different
today.
subject.
Yeah.
Chicken empanadas. So yeah, this is what we're gonna do. So listen, we're gonna play your beats. We're gonna choose them at random, and we're gonna see what happens. So if you are interested in submitting your beat to this segment, all you have to do is go to beatthread.com. You're gonna sign up. It's free. It's a free website. It's very similar to SoundCloud, where you upload your beat and you can get critiqued on your beats. So there's a fire emoji. There's a thumbs down that people can vote on your beat. There's you can give constructive criticism and all that cool stuff. And so the highest rated tracks float to the top of the page, kind of like Reddit. So it's a combination of like Reddit and SoundCloud together. So it's a really fun website. It's free to join. We also have some really cool drum kits on there, so check those out. And that's beatthread.com. So our first producer for today is Lyric on the Beat. We didn't do this, right? No. All right, that was Lyric.
Yo, that's a blap.
I'm
That's
gonna
a blap.
blap
That's a
that.
blap.
I'm gonna
That's a
blap
blap.
that. I'm gonna blap that shit. I'm gonna blap
That's a
that
blap.
shit. I'm gonna
Sorry.
blap that
I
shit.
think
was
that's the
really
first
good.
time we ever got that excited about a blap.
Yeah,
I would say
I've never
though,
rose my voice.
I
like
would
that.
say though the mix needs to be better. It was
But
like
it made me feel
distorted,
good.
but it was
It
dope
was
as
like-
fuck.
Shit was hard.
And just gain stage the drums a little better, but yeah, fuck with that.
I was fucking with that.
That's how you bring it. That's how you bring it.
that sheet. Bring that fucking sheet. Okay, I'll blap it.
I
Look at
agree.
Illmind.
I'm crapping it.
I like that.
Just kidding.
You motherfucker.
I just wanted to.
Illmind. Yo, that changes the whole thing. I just pictured an eel. Just pictured an eel. Like Illmind.
That shit was hot. What was
Lyric-
homeboy's name? What was his name?
So his name was Lyric on the Beat.
That shit was fire. That was dope.
Oh, does he have Twitter? Let's tweet him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does it say?
I don't know. It doesn't.
Let's look him up on.
Look him up. Lyric on. I'm sure someone took Lyric on the Beat. Might not even be him.
You
know?
Let's see.
What'd you guys think?
It's a blap.
Yeah, it's a blap.
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 Oh my god. Oh my god.
Okay, I think I found him on Twitter.
All right, Lyric on the Beat. Good job, man.
So that's 6. Preach. You blap that too?
No.
Hey.
Wow. Okay, so we got an anonymous blap there.
Yeah, that was.
See what we're
retarded.
working with over here. All right, our next submission is Twiggy Hoodlum.
Okay. I hate you. Oh my God. He had the 90s bop. He's like,
This is fresh.
He was on fun.
I really hate Josh. That's why
Yo, look at my
everybody should know
shoulders.
that. Come on, preach, hit it. Okay, I like that. You said you had the perfect bop to it. This is definitely like some Moesha outtakes. Like, just a little bit. Oh. if you wanna get
So I got to be popping it like.
Look at Bridge. Hey.
Whoa, was that part of it? That was crazy.
This is not even a touch. You only like, hey, he's done. All right.
What is going on?
No, that sheet was
Wiggy hoodlum.
Why did you laugh like that? I'm done
What is
with
going on?
Booty.
Yikes.
All
Booty.
right,
that was spectacular.
Yikers.
I
Yes.
Okay.
You know what
Can
that
I
made me
start
feel
that?
like?
What,
Yeah, go
how to
ahead.
make you
Nah,
feel?
go ahead.
Okay, I'm just gonna.
How to make you feel?
I think obviously it's a very funny. That's a funny. That's a really funny song.
How funny is it?
I think the fact that it evoked so much silliness.
Yeah.
It makes me feel. I feel like a Teletubby.
Like a Teletubby.
Yes.
I feel like like a child. I feel like I did something really bad. I feel like
Like you did a popsicle.
yeah. I feel like I'm 5 years old.
And you put your hand in the cookie jar.
And I just like I
Got
did-
away with it.
Yeah, I ate a bunch of cookies and I'm running around the house like, hey, you can't catch me.
You know
You
what
can't
that
catch
made me feel like?
You can't catch me.
That literally made
Fuck.
me feel like.
I feel like we all need overalls, some backwards caps, and like pose at the camera.
That
like,
feels like the year 1999, not trying to go into the year 2000.
not trying to go.
Like, do you remember when everybody was on the whole like 2K, year
Yeah.
2K,
Yeah,
why
that's it.
I was
2K?
scared. Yeah,
The
I was
world is
scared.
ending,
Yeah.
the future.
Yeah.
It was such a big deal. That's kind of what I feel like. Like, it's still
That was the last-
1999, but like
going
somebody's
into it.
still thinking about the future. It was.
So
yeah.
what do we do? I
I mean,
just
I'm gonna crap it.
Yeah, that's a crap for sure.
I'm gonna crap
was
it,
interesting.
but I think there's something
Sounds like a
really
sitcom.
silly you can do with that. Like you might as well just
placement.
smoke a bunch of weed, and when if you have a bad day, smoke a bunch of weed and just listen to this beat.
This will make me unhappy. If that was my only way to get myself in a better mood, I'm gonna roll up a spliff and listen to that.
I see like Barney like walking down the street.
In the
Oh my
city.
God.
I am Barney. All right, so it's pretty unanimous.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think it's fire, please, by
Nah,
all
we're
means.
gonna crap it.
I thought it was high quality for evoking a very.
It was an
silly-
experience. You know?
Yeah, it was
Just a
an
little
experience. It
boppy-
evoked something from
bibbity
us.
boppity.
There's some bippity boppity boop about
Bibbity
it.
boppity.
Pretty probably booty.
Booty.
There's something bippity boppity about that. Okay. Our next submission is by Wins-35. Here we go.
You'll be down with me. The only reason I kinda vibe with it is like I kinda hear Pac on it a little bit. Yeah. Legend in the memories with the picture be rolling.
Yo, that ass though when you do that, that's how I do.
When the gun from the early life, good bitch with pearly whites, got the hug in me.
Oh. All right.
Still
Hip hop hands still going?
Yeah, that's gonna be a crap for me.
Yes.
All right, crap.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I like the Barney beat better.
Yeah.
Low key.
Yeah, you
I
gotta-
like that first joint better.
First one was
First one was
tough.
Oh yeah, the first one.
Unanimous. Blop.
Tough.
All right, so that is a no from everyone.
What did you guys think?
I think the drums could have came in a lot harder
Mm-hmm.
as far as like mixing. Definitely. Would you,
I feel like the mix probably just
yeah.
the resonance. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
just a little
Like it
crazy.
didn't come in.
Yeah, it
Hard.
wasn't.
Yeah.
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 Yep.
Yep.
Mhm.
That's
Exactly what happened.
Yep. Dope
That's what it
fresh.
was.
Dope fresh.
Heard
Boom,
that.
stickity boom.
Yep. No go. All right.
Fresh.
Our next submission is by Size 13, which is you know.
That's weird. That's weird. I don't know, man. It's just weird.
Pause.
We're just gonna leave
Size
that alone.
13. It's like, okay. All right.
We're gonna leave that alone. Yeah, size 13. Let's see.
Damn, this one had potential, man. It had potential, this one.
You say cancel?
No, I said it had potential, this one.
Potential.
I thought I liked the beginning. That one had potential,
All right.
man. That one had potential, but
Potential?
I like the first, I would say like 45 seconds. I was like, all right, this is like, I was waiting for it to be like, and then that bass line came in. I think you definitely got to work on the bass line for like right off the bat.
Right.
Okay.
Change that bass line up, do something different because that was like kind of dull for me. For that, it's a crap, but it had me for a second. Like I was like, oh, it's gonna be good, it's gonna be good. And then the boom, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
that wasn't it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was
But-
it was less size 13 and more size
Yeah.
5?
Yeah.
5.
Oh, I see. You're being nice. I was
I
being
see.
nice. You said 3.
Oh, no, 3 was nice.
3,
right?
yeah.
Or is that
Yeah.
too nice?
No, I think was it 5? I think 5. I think 5 was being nice.
5 is being
3
nice out of 13.
Like yeah.
3 is
Damn.
like kind of damn.
It's like
It's like that.
it's like that.
3?
It's like that's how
I ain't
you
even
feel.
gonna lie. I'm gonna blap that.
Oh.
Whoa!
Ow.
I'm gonna blap that.
Fuck!
I wasn't. Let's say size like 8 maybe.
Okay.
Size 8.
Size 7.5.
I'm gonna crap it.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't mad at it. I could definitely hear someone on that. Like, I mean, come on, that's a given.
No.
You know, I think it was a clean mix, and I really liked that kick that he had in there. It gave me it had a bop to it. I wasn't mad at
It's
it.
a big
so,
deal
yeah.
when perfection likes your kick.
Yeah.
Well, your snare.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
I like the drums on there, and it was like a very clean mix, and it had a good. I like where the BPM was, and I could hear, an artist on it nowadays. So
Love it. What do you guys
Yeah.
think?
For me, the drop didn't come when I expected it.
that's the thing for
Yeah.
me too.
Yeah, so like after that, it wasn't really hitting like I wanted it to. But
Right.
the melodies, I loved. That was pretty cool.
Yeah,
I
I was
agree.
like in love with the sample.
Yeah,
I
it
was
was
like
cool.
wishing I had found
That
that,
sample?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
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 I was
That's
just
why when
Like
the bass
crazy.
came in, it was just like, boo. I was like,
Yeah, that's one thing I
sample
agree
carried
though,
it,
is
though.
that he
Yeah.
missed his
No, it was
mark
tough.
with the drop.
Yeah.
But
the
Like, if
first
you hit
45
that,
to
it's a bit
60
of a
seconds was like it, and then it just fell off.
Yeah. I'm blapping it. That sample was everything.
Yeah,
Mm.
sample was
Sample's
fire.
everything.
Crapping it.
Crapping it.
Yeah, I'm gonna crap it.
That's a new one.
It's a little crap.
I think I would have enjoyed it. I think I would have enjoyed it more if it was sped up a little bit. I think like it kind of could have had like this like real like bounce like this like crime mob like Nuck If You Buck thing,
Yeah.
but like it was just too slow for me.
So that was a size 5 for you.
Yeah, like it wasn't bad, but I couldn't be like yes.
Yeah.
So
At?
you know,
Like the first one.
Oh, I mean,
I don't even know what that is.
it sounds like a.
somebody
Anyway,
falling.
it sounds like someone falling. I'm until I liked everything until the bass line kicked in.
Yeah.
The sample was the shit. Like I liked the track all the way up to I think it was like 45, maybe 60 seconds in. I was like, all right.
You already critiqued this.
Yeah. But I could keep going. Hey guys. How you doing? Nice to see you. But
Kind of so.
that first track, Homeboy killed it. I think he's got the crown tonight. The first guy.
Yeah.
He
I'm
was
gonna
like-
tweet him, and then you guys gotta retweet it.
Yeah, I'll
Tweet him.
retweet it.
Tweet him.
Tweet him.
Yeah,
Tweet him.
Tweet him. Tweet him.
Tweet him.
I will retweet it. All right, our last submission for today is by Vamp Lives, or it could be Vamp Lives, which would be plural for more than one life, or lives, which is a pronoun action.
That bass is like this.
Yeah. It just sounds like this. Yeah, the bass is like.
All right.
That was the way to end BLAPCHAT.
All right.
I'm gonna clap that, yeah, bruh. Nah, that wasn't it. That bass was just like.
Yeah, no, it just wasn't doing it for me either.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, that was
So
my
about
that was
that.
actually my
Basically.
critique. That was my critique. It's my critique. What do you guys think? All right, damn, it's getting deep right now. Yeah, just
That was a good one.
Everyone starts eating empanadas too. No.
Vamp does not live.
That was a good one.
No, I think on a serious note though, like I agree with Perfection. Like the bass just was like just kind of, I don't know, and like some of the, I love swing, but the swing just wasn't. You know
The
what I
car, the bass sounded like when you're in an old car, but then you try to put a super new.
mean? Yeah, no.
Like, ooh.
Yeah, no. Yeah. No. So
That's not it.
It's not it. Atlas, I'd like to hear your thoughts on this.
Alice is cracking up
I would
over
like
there.
some constructive criticism.
That was really constructive criticism. Listen, highlight it. Okay.
Yeah.
Drag it down south to lower right hand corner.
Is that a brown paper bag?
And then put it in that recycle.
The bin. Put it in the bin. Empty.
Yeah.
Do you empty the trash or leave it?
You got to empty it right away. You just got to go, man.
Damn.
Just got to start over, man, from the beginning. Start fresh. So fresh and so clean.
You know it's serious when you gotta drag it all the way down to the trash and then delete the trash.
Yeah.
Like it's not
Don't
even
be
worthy
shy.
of potentially
taking
being
it out.
recovered.
Yeah, no.
Don't be
Speaking
shy.
of that, how often do you guys empty your trash? Do you empty it as soon as you put something in it, or do you?
I'm not even gonna lie. I've gone through my files recently and I cleared out at least 10 fucking gigs of just unnecessary
It was sitting in your
files
trash?
in my downloads folder,
Oh,
in my
okay.
trash. There was a point where I never really deleted anything in my trash, and I was just like, why? If it's in my trash, I just got to take that L.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, it's kind of like
So-
clothes. If you haven't like looked at it in like 6 months, get rid of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, even if you love it, it's like
if
one of
you
those
love
things
it.
that's just like,
If you haven't worn it in a year
I'm
or
doing
whatever,
that right now.
just let it go.
Yeah.
Very true. You know, I have all these sound effects, and there's 2,000 pages worth of sound effects.
Damn.
This one I never used before.
Go suck a dick, suck a dick, suck a motherfucking dick, suck a dick, suck a heel.
Sucker heel. Yo, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. That X-Files scares me. As a kid, I never liked that. So like,
I don't like that one. I don't like these.
Nah.
We're dead in that. Man, that about does it for Blap or Crap. Again, guys, if you want to submit to this segment, just go to beatthread.com, upload your track. Make sure you hashtag Blap or Crap. At least we had one Blap.
we
Yeah,
did.
that first one
That
was
shit was
retarded.
fire.
We
Did
had
you
one
tweet
Blap.
him? You tweeted
Yeah.
him? Okay, yeah, we got to retweet
We'll keep an
that.
eye on the
That's the guy.
retweet.
We got to retweet the retweet.
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 Appreciate you guys.
Reet.
Appreciate you guys coming through. Let's
Thank
give
you.
a round.
Thank you,
give a
Illmind.
round of
Blaze.
applause
Thank you for
to
bringing the food,
you know.
and feeding us. And
Okay, hip hop, John Blaze.
Yo,
We literally dogged those.
that was
Thank-
nothing
no, for
had
real.
ever-
Strawberries.
Thank you
Yeah.
guys for bringing the empanadas and the
Facts.
treats and stuff, man. Like, we appreciate you, man.
Yeah,
and
man.
again, like, you know, I want to do this more. We should definitely
Yeah.
do this more often.
definitely.
But you know, thank you guys for like tuning in, listening, and like, you know, getting on the grind. And you guys are on your way. You know, the beats are great. Just got to keep plugging away, and it's good to have you guys here. So
Thank you, man,
Yeah.
for everything you do for us. It's huge.
Yeah.
I mean, we were talking about it. And the influence is crazy. In a few years, it's just Illmind. The reason why I did this, Illmind.
Word.
It's,
Man.
it's gonna come.
it's amazing, man.
there.
That means a lot to me, man. For real. All right, so that's episode 71. We'll see you
One
guys next week.
last
Go ahead,
thing,
go ahead.
guys. John Blaze and OK, plug your social media
Yes,
real quick.
Social
Go.
medias.
You first.
At John Blaze, but you got to put a period between John and Blaze, and you're gonna want to turn the A into a V. So it's John period Blaze.
Yeah.
Blaze. You know
Blaze
what
with a V.
I mean? With a V and no A.
And it's at OK Hip Hop Beats, one word, letter O, letter K, Hip Hop Beats. That's YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, SoundCloud, BeatThread, OK Hip Hop Beats.
Amazing.
Nice.
Amazing. You guys are awesome, man.
Same name for everything.
Yeah. I love it. All right, we'll see you guys
That's
next
it.
week. We're out, man. Have a good week. And we'll see you at the next rendezvous. All right, and on that
Rain
note,
is
I want to
vows.
leave it.
Like a Seinfeld episode.
Come on, Ed. Tell him. Do it.
Like a
Oh, wait,
Seinfeld
one more.
episode.
Ready. Go ahead, Ed. Go ahead. Go.
That's it. That's all.
Yeah, middle finger to the haters. Fuck you.
Look like,
Yeah.
like the kids that be like.